Everybody, welcome to another episode of Straight Talk, No BS. It's your girl, Crys.
And Lendrea.
And today's episode, we're going to just chit-chat a little bit about friendship and what it means to us. And for me, a friendship, it's as simple as, I guess, 4 different things, right? Honesty, loyalty, following a simple code, and not always being on my side, but always making sure that you have my best interest at heart, as well as yours, right? I think for me that it's just those simple things that could make or break a friendship. What you think, Len?
No, I agree with you as well. I agree with those 4 points, but I also feel that friendships as well, they have expiration dates. I don't feel like every friendship is supposed to last the test of time.
Oh, yeah. Because friendships are just like any other relationship you have. They both have to be nurtured. Both parties have to really want to be there. It can't just be one-sided. So yeah, I feel like it does have an expiration date.
Yeah, I agree. I find that the older I get, though, my meaning of friendships, or definition of friendship, it changes. Like, no, it has evolved. From when I was in my teens and 20s, everybody's friends with everyone. No one really understands what a friendship is, what's a good friendship, or actually a healthy friendship. Everyone's a best friend, everyone's your best friend, everyone's your girl, everyone's this, that, and the other. For me, nowadays, I keep my circle very small. Mm-hmm. Not everyone has access to me. I have had friendships that unfortunately we've parted ways and gone separate ways, which happens. And it's normal. Some friendships I find that's just there for that moment. You guys became friends because of a purpose. And then once you stop whatever you're doing that drew you both together as friends, you then go on with your separate lives. Doesn't mean that, you don't care for the person or think about the person or even stop considering them a friend. You just now have different priorities.
Right.
It happens. Mm-hmm.
And there's also different levels of friendship. Right?
Yes, for me, for friendship, trust, number one.
As far as different levels, as far as like there's acquaintances, people you just
absolutely.
That you're cool with, that you just say hi and bye to,
Not everybody gets a title as friends. Not everyone gets a title of being your friend. You have acquaintances, you have your coworkers, you have your associates, then you may have a friend. Then you have your good friends. Then you have those friends that you confide in. There's friends. It's like different categories as well. Different categories of friends as well, too. Some friends I would disclose any and everything to. Some friends I won't. Some friends I'll go so far. And other friends I just don't, So it's different categories as well with friendships.
Yeah, mm-hmm. Exactly. 100%. So I feel like with friendships, a lot of people don't really understand or haven't really experienced what a good friendship is. So a lot of people don't really know how to handle it or how to be a good friend or be a friend to anybody else. Now, I do feel like this also starts at home. Like me coming home as a kid, going through high school, having all these friends and thinking that it was cool. I didn't have people to come home and talk to and be like, well, that friend did what to you? She's not your friend. Stop being her friend. Don't talk to her anymore. People need to value you. I didn't have that conversation growing up with anybody in my household. So I just always thought that these things were probably normal until I grew up and I realized I don't want to feel like that from a friend. I don't want to be treated that way from a friend. So nah, you're not my friend and I'm going to go this way and you can stay over there. And then it helped me also determine how I treat my friends, True. And to even piggyback off of that, I haven't always been a good friend either. Like I've had my best friends who sat me down and told me like, look, girl, your attitude is crazy. You always want to pop off on everybody. You have no filter on your mouth. You go MIA every 6 months. Like what type of friend are you behaving right now? And they literally, Len, I tell you, they literally sat me down. We used to have like dinners every Sunday and I would cook at the time. And I haven't been cooking dinner for them for like months. So one day I said, you know what, come over for dinner. They're all like probably talking mad shit about me, girl. Like, you know. So they came over anyway, and at that dinner,
why should they come over your house and you've been missing for all these months? Like,
right, you know. So they came over for dinner. They all said that after dinner. They was like, well, we want to talk to you. And I was like, what you want to talk to me for? What the hell? What the hell? You know, just all in my feelings, no defensive, you know. And they just told me straight up, like, listen, if you're not going to change your attitude, then we're not going to be around. Like, if you really value our friendship like how we value yours, then you're gonna want to do better. And let me tell you,
you did better.
I did better.
Well, it's good. No, but it's good. It shows that they cared enough about you to bring it to your attention, where they value you as a friend.
Exactly. And that's the honesty part and not always being on my side part. You know, like, you're looking out for me. At the same time, you're not putting up with my shit either.
Well, see, that's what I see from me. See, I agree with that because let me think. I don't remember a time where I've been a bad friend. I have had moments where I might have gotten my mouth in trouble by being too honest, where it has caused, you know, arguments based on my viewpoint and a friend's viewpoint. We may not agree, butt heads, and then we don't speak for a duration of time. I've experienced that, you know, but as far as when it comes to loyalty, if I've considered you a friend, and if I've considered you a friend at any point in my life, I have been loyal to you. I'm big on loyalty. But the unfortunate part, and this is where it comes with growth, you know, in my younger days, you know, with anyone back in their teens, 20s and whatnot, you just assume that I was one that was very naive and just assumed that if you're my friend and I'm loyal to you, you're loyal to me and whatnot. And then later on in life, as you get older, you realize your values, how you see friendships, how you treat people, not all the time the same way how they treat you. So I know for me, I would say I've never been a bad friend, but one thing that I identify with
that you know of.
Let me stand corrected. I'm not, okay, so I don't think I've been a bad friend to any of my friends that I'm aware of. If I have been a bad friend to any friends or anyone I've considered a friend, and I've said anything that's either hurt your feelings, I do apologize.
Please call her and let her know.
I'm truly not aware of it. And also on that part, I do know that I have recently ended a few long-term friendships. I have.
Same thing. Friendships are relationships too.
I have. I have recently concluded 2 long-term friendships I've had. And even though I have ended those 2 friendships, I ended them. It was me. It does not mean that I don't still, you know, care about them or have love in my heart for them. I do. I just feel that at sometimes people are, how can I put it? Okay. I've always considered myself as that friend that's supportive, you know, that, whatever you tell me stays and evolves. I don't repeat it. If you tell me something, that's where it is. If I'm questioning about it, I'm going to act dumb. I will not sleep with any of your men. I will not, do anything dishonest towards you. I would not, do anything to betray you. I'm loyal. If I'm your friend, I consider you a friend. You can trust me. I'm loyal. I show up for you. I'm there for you. You can cry on my shoulder. You can have my ear. I will be that friend up with you all hours in the night. That's the type of friend that I am. And I grew into this person. However, during those times of me being a friend, there are times that is not reciprocated. And as you get older is when you see when it's not reciprocated. When you're younger, you're moving, on you go. You don't really pay attention to certain things. But as you get older and you're more aware and you're now looking for quality friendships and you're building relationships with these friends, and you consider them, family and whatnot, then you start seeing little flaws that have probably always been there. For me, they were always there. I have a bad habit, and I admit it, I have a very bad habit that I take the path of least resistance at times, especially when it comes to friendships. I would rather not say something that annoys me or bothers me. I would just stay quiet about it. But I see it. I observe it. I just don't say anything about it. Same thing like if I'm dating somebody. I could be dating somebody for 3 months and know goddamn well he's nothing but a liar. He's a liar. It's a waste of my time. And I would just not say anything, take all his lies, make a mental note. And I just wake up one day and say, okay, it's over. By the way, I knew you lied about A, B, C, D, E, F, G. Wow. I'm the same way with friendship.
I don't know and you block me. So I would hope you would let me know.
And listen, Crystal thinks that I have this issue about blocking people.
No, you're professional at it. That's what you are.
This is how I see it. I feel like this, and if I'm wrong, let me know. I feel like this. If I ever block you, you know why I blocked you. Don't act like you didn't know why I blocked you. That's how I see it. If I block you,
but you just said, you just one day get up and be like, all right, I'm done. I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
But then they don't know all the other times they then pissed you off to the point where you just kept tallying and tallying and tallying. They don't know. So by that point, when you got fed up, I'm sure it's probably like 5 or 6 things they done did on the tally that pissed you off. So how would they even know which, you know what I'm saying? Like which one pissed you off or what pissed you off? Because you never said anything.
You know what? You're right. I'm wrong for that. But okay, let me see. All right.
I don't want to say you're wrong for that because you're not wrong.
No, you're right because sometimes I don't. Okay. If I'm dating somebody, if I'm dating a guy and I say to him, listen, can we have a chit chat real quick? Because I'm huge on communicating. I communicate. If I say to you, if I'm dating you, hey, listen, I've noticed A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And when you do this, it makes me uncomfortable. When you do this, it makes me feel a certain way. And if it's anything I'm doing that makes you feel a certain way or I can improve on, please let me know. That to me is letting you know that I care about you enough to even ask you about your feelings, right? Now, once we have that conversation, I'm going to fall back and let's just give some time to see if there's any changes made. That's what I do. I'm not just looking for change right away. I give you about a good 4 to 6 weeks to see a little tweak in the behavior. If I don't see that tweak in their behavior, but it's add-ons on top of what I'm already annoyed at and I'm already spoken to you about, then I'll probably hold on to that for like another 4 to 6 weeks. Because at this point, I don't want to have another conversation. We had the conversation. Life's too short. So by the time you do something else, like you tell a white lie, and I know you're lying, but I just don't see anything that you're lying because I don't really feel like dealing with hearing you lie to get out of a lie. I'm just going to wake up one day, which happens quite often, and say, okay, you know what? I'm done. Let me just get my phone. And you know what? Where's his name? All right. Let me just block this. And let me just block this here. All right. Done. I'm done.
But so what is it? Because is it only a lie? Is it only?
It's behaviors. Okay. Let me give an example. Okay. I'm gonna give you behavior. I had a friend that I absolutely loved. And we have been friends for over 3 decades. And during those 3 decades, I have been extremely loyal. And even at times throughout the 3 decades, I would feel as if it wasn't reciprocated. Not that I look for anything in return. I don't. Anything I ever do, I do for the goodness of my heart, and I expect nothing back in return. So with this particular friendship, I can say I've been there through every life change that they've experienced. I've been the friend that listened, supported, laughed with, cried with, gave advice, checked in on you. Are you okay? You know, all of that, whatever you would deem that's supposed to be the characters of a friendship. I did that. And then I want to say about 4 years ago, I had this kind of memorized that, okay, it's ready for the second half of my life type thing. Kids are getting older, stuff like that. So now I started having more time to pay attention to what's going on in my life. So I started to notice how I'm the one that's reaching out all the time. How you doing? I'm the one texting, calling, leaving messages and everything, checking how you're doing this way and that way. And then they had made a statement to me one time about a business venture, and it knocked me offside. And I kind of went back, responded back, but it knocked me offside. Then after that, the person was supposed to come in. The person was going to come.
Wait, why did it knock you? What happened? Why? Because if I come to you with a business opportunity, I would imagine you would be excited to hear what it was or what they had to,
No. When I started one of my businesses, the individual never supported me, which is fine. It happens. Listen, when you start businesses and when you start adventures and you start doing things, listen, family and friends don't support you. That's the bottom line, no matter what. So I tell anybody, if you're starting a business, anything you're doing that's in a positive direction, don't expect friends and family to support you. They do not support you. They never will. That's just how it is. I don't know why. Don't get your feelings hurt. That's just how it is. So when I did my first business venture about 2 years ago, the individual knew about it, and the individual as well. I initially had reached out to them to ask them a question if they wanted to participate, and at the time they couldn't for health reasons. Which was fine. And I was also nervous about doing this business venture. So that another friend of mine who has passed about, she's also passed. She passed about 3 years ago. But this particular, she wasn't even a friend at the time. Actually, her and I used to butt heads a lot. But she became a very good friend the last 6 months before she passed. And she was the one that had given me that encouragement to say, yo, just fuck it, do it. And that's where Stay as Fit came to light. But this friend of mine, who we have been friends for 30 years, had called me one day and, she called me in the middle of me doing something. And I had said to her, hey, how's everything? Blah, 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 blah. I'm going to take care of something. I'm going to do this, then the other. And they had said to me, you should be thanking me because if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't be successful in ABCD. And when they said that, I took a step back and said, what are you talking about? Right. And I was like, yeah, nothing to do with my success. Nothing at all to do with my success. If it wasn't for me studying and being, disciplined and committed and whatnot, it's me. It has nothing to do with you. And how dare you even fix your lips to say something like that? And then I proceeded to say, if it wasn't for my friend who passed, it was her. She was on the phone with me for like 4 to 5 hours the night before I launched, Stay as Fit. And she was the one that was like, hey, listen, and she's just passed. So I really, and listen, I think about her often, but she passed and it was her that gave me the encouragement. So this friend, her, was like, she was waiting for me to thank her. And I actually thought it was quite insulting considering that we have been friends for 30 years. And when she said that to me, it set me back. And then right after that, they had gotten in a relationship and then they wanted to come and visit for a month, which was fine with me. But then I find out it wasn't to come and visit me, it was actually coming to visit somebody else, but just use me as a stepping stone. So again, I kind of felt like, wow, this is not a friendship.
Yeah, well, damn.
Yeah, it wasn't a friendship. Because I have been living out here all this time for about 24 years, I want to say. And this particular individual has never ever made any attempt at all, ever in 24 years to come and visit me. Not once. He hasn't even thought about it. But to visit a young man, they find time. They find time to find a ticket, to find the dates, to find a vacation. They are there. But just to, I would say, use me.
Yeah.
I didn't appreciate it. They didn't understand it, the point I was coming from. And at that point right there, I realized it's the end of the road.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that I don't think about them. I do think about them. I wish them the best. I wish them great health and everything else. But, you showed me a side that I'm not comfortable anymore. I can't trust you.
Bottom line. Yeah. I said, yeah, bottom line.
I can't trust you. Because if I'm doing everything in my power to build a legacy for my family, see what I'm saying? And I'm disciplining myself and I'm making changes to evolve within myself, then I'm not comfortable having anybody around me that's going to try to dim my light or put doubt on my head or make me feel as if I owe them something. I don't owe anybody anything. And I refuse to let anybody make me feel like I owe them anything. I don't care if you're a friend. We used to be friends. I just don't.
Right.
That's how I feel.
Let me ask you, because, you know, you and I were talking earlier. We were talking about this topic, and I mentioned to you that, you know, certain friends or that friend sounded like, you know, someone that was jealous of you, right? And someone that just was like, Len has all this confidence. She's so pretty. She's so just naturally bubbly and friendly to everyone. Like, she's never shy or timid or afraid to say anything. Like, how is she like this? Like, how does she get like this? You know, and then they become timid, and then they become very insecure about themselves when you're around, right? So I could only imagine. And she's like, well, she's doing so good, but she needed my help. How come I didn't get a thank you? You know?
But that's the thing. I never asked her anything about anything. You see, what happened was that they wanted to do something where they are. And you listen, whenever any of my friends want to do anything business wise, I support you. I'm there. You need me to help you out? I'm there. I'm there. I think what happened was that their venture may not have gotten off the ground, or their venture may not have gotten the support that they were looking for. And it's everybody's fault but theirs. See what I'm saying?
Yeah, so the jealousy thing.
Right. Whereas if me, I don't give a damn if you support me or not, because you know what? I'm still going to do what I have to do. That's how I look at it. It's either you like me or you like me. If you don't, you don't. If you want to support me, support me. If you don't, you don't. But what I'm not going to do is let you stop me.
Right.
I'm not going to let you stop me from doing anything I want to do. I don't care if I do something and I have one like and one follower for the next 4 years. It doesn't matter. I'm happy. I'm happy as a pig in shit. I couldn't care less. I'm being honest. I don't care less. I don't care what you think about me. I don't care what you say about me. That's just how I am. I don't care. And no one's going to change that for me. So whether you support me, you don't support me, whether you like me, you don't like me, whether you want to talk about me, then you talk about me, whatever it is, listen, I've heard it all. So when you're dealing with a person that truly just does not give a 2 cents about what you think about them, there's nothing you can say or do that's going to hurt them. It's really not. It's not. So her and her feelings and saying what she had to say, to me, it was a matter of taking your feelings that you have on yourself out on somebody that's close to you, which is me, which is unfortunate. Which case in turn cost you our friendship. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Simple as that. You know, I have always been that friend that has picked you up. I prided myself on being that friend where you can always count on me.
Right.
But what happens after a while is that you can only be that type of friend for so long for the masses before you get drained and it's not reciprocated. And not as if you need
that friend to everybody, you know.
That's my point. You can't, because.
So did that friend never gave you any red flags? Because I'm really big on, you know.
It was red flags.
Yeah.
It was red flags. I just turned a blind eye to the red flags. That's what, that's my point when I said earlier about that's my flaw. My flaw, and I admit it, I own it, and I'm working on it. My flaw is I see the red flags. I know the red flags. I know exactly what you're doing. I know exactly what you mean by your actions. And I just don't say anything. And I allow you to say what you want about me. I allow you to treat me like a piece of shit when you're good and ready. And don't think I'm not fully aware of what you're doing. I see it. But what happens is that because, and this is my fault, because I have not checked the individual, mentioned to the individual what they're doing in their actions that disturb me or make me feel uncomfortable, they continue a behavior. And then they think in that behavior, you're either a pushover, you're naive, you're gullible. It's not that. Majority of the time, I look at it whereas it's not really that important. I really don't care about it. There's a lot of facts in my livelihood, my children, my home. I don't live with you. I couldn't give a damn what you do. So that's why I kind of turn a blind eye. Like if you want to lie to me and try to give me the impression you're doing better than you are, kudos to you. If you want to give me the impression that you got a great job, great relationship, great kids, listen, do you? Because while you're telling me the truth and not or trying to give me the impression that things are bigger than what they are, I truly don't care.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not my life. It's not. When you see me, this is me. When you see my kids, that's my kids.
Right.
When I say I've been through A, B, C, D, I've been through A, B, C, D. And when you've been through A, B, C, D and hit rock bottom a couple of times and come out of the dark, scratching your way to the goddamn top, it ain't nothing in this world that can rock you. You've been through it.
I'm telling you.
And that's what people fail to realize. That when you have your little feelings and you want to say little comments, listen, another thing I'm big on. See, it took me many years to figure this one out. So what I don't allow and what bothers me, if you're my friend, when you come to me and you tell me, so-and-so was talking about me, all right. And you want to start telling me exactly what so-and-so was saying about me, I'm going to listen. But you know what I'm listening for? I'm not listening for what that person's saying about me. I want to know what you said. Right. I want to know because you as my friend that's standing there allowing someone to talk about me and I'm considering you my friend. I want to know what you said in this conversation, this 5 to 10 minute conversation. What did you say in my defense if you're my friend, right? Don't come to me and tell me how so-and-so is talking about me and so-and-so is talking about me. And this person said that and this person said that. I don't care about that. I want to know what you said. Right. I want to know what you said in defense of me, your friend. Don't tell me what they said. Tell me what you said. I want to hear you say, girl, I told her or him, don't be talking about you like that, because that's not who you are. Mm-hmm. Tell me that. Validate to me why I consider you a friend. Because you know why? If you come to me and tell me everything that Joe Blow said and Mary Sue said about me, and you don't tell me what the hell you said, guess what? What do you think is going to happen next, Crystal?
But everybody is not confrontational like that,
It's not a matter of being confrontational. Somebody cannot. No,
people will see that as confrontational. I'm not saying that that's not what I would do. No. But
Crystal, if you are my friend, I cannot sit at a table and have Janet sitting there and saying, Crystal, F that B, I can't stand her guts. And she's standing out. I'm saying, excuse me, I'm sorry, Janet. I don't know exactly what's going on or why you mean it like Crystal, but she is a friend of mine, so I'd rather not be present while you're talking about her.
Oh, girl,
if you do want to continue talking about it, I'm going to
who is saying that? Listen,
that's how I am. That's how I operate.
My group of friends, all of them would have handled that differently. One would have came out and told me. One would have got up in the middle of her talking shit. Would have got up. Was like, hell no, I ain't sitting here. Would have got up and just walked off. Wouldn't have said nothing to her. But because she's not confrontational, she's not going to say nothing to her face. She's going to walk away and not sit there and listen to it anymore. And then come tell me she was talking shit. I had one friend that would get up and probably just want to fight her.
Mm-hmm.
Spill her drink. Or one friend would just curse her out. One friend would defend me and be like, no, she's not like that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like they will all handle it differently.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense.
But they would still handle it. but they still react in a way to let you know or to indicate to that individual they're not done with that.
Right.
It's a difference. Now, they're not going to just sit there and allow a person to go 5-10 minutes talking about you. Allow a person to go and then not just talk about you, derogatory statements and, just paint you out to be somebody or not. No.
Now, what if it's a friend? What if it's your friend talking to you about another friend? It's not. It's not. Maybe it's not dogging them out. Maybe they have some type of beef.
Maybe right, and I'm gonna say the same way you've checked me times. You'd be like, Leon, I think you might be overreacting. Leon, no, I think he handled it the wrong way. Leon, I think, look, even recently we had that conversation, and I was like, nah, I'm not dealing with this type of disrespect like that. No. I'm not disrespecting you. Don't disrespect me. You know what? I really don't have time for the disrespect. Let me just because you know what? I don't even need you to have access to me. All that negative energy is going to throw me off track on the course I'm on. I'm going to just block it because you know what? I don't need the negative energy, the vibrations, none of that coming over to me. If I'm not bringing it to you, don't bring it to me. So I have no problems in saying, let me remove myself from a situation that's not working for me. I think that's perfectly fine to do that. Absolutely. I think it's perfectly fine to do that. Absolutely. I mean, at the rate I'm getting these days, I'm probably gonna have no friends at all. You're probably gonna be my only friend.
Listen. WhatsApp and Instagram gonna be messaging you like, what is your problem? You don't like nobody.
You know what? See, it's not even that. I want to say about 2 months ago, I just woke up. I don't know what it was, but 2 months ago, I just woke up and I was like, you know what? I've been pretending that I'm okay with certain situations and I'm really not.
Yeah.
And I've been pretending, like this person seeing that person seeing that, this person thinks I don't know they're doing that person thinks I'm not doing that. And this person here, you did have opportunity, but you weren't really treating me how I deserve. And I'm smiling and I'm being polite and I'm being courteous and I'm being still being Lendrea, still giving you access to me, still being supportive. But deep down, I know all the shit you are doing behind my back and have said about me behind my back and things you've done. I just haven't told you because it could
how
be.
You do shit like that. I don't know
right, how. But the reason, because you know why? I know me.
It's a superpower. That's what it is.
No, but I know me. I don't want to put myself in a place that even though I know how you may have or are treating me or talking about me or some of the things you've said about me, I know. If you no longer have access to me, that means I know exactly what you've done, have been saying about me, and I just need a break temporarily. That's what it means. And it doesn't mean that I feel that not every action deserves a reaction. And I know me. I know that if I respond, I don't know what's going to come out of my mouth. And if you lie to me and tell me that's not the case, and I know you're lying, it's going to put me in a different place. Right. That may be no recovery. So I would rather take a time out and remove myself and take a time out, a complete time out from any and everybody and stay focused on the course I'm doing and doing what I have to do and just table that for whenever it gets tabled, it gets tabled. If it's 3 years from now, 10 years, it doesn't matter. It just stays where it is. And in the meantime, let me do what I'm going to do. I don't want to hear nobody telling me nobody wants to read a book about that or why you want to do this. No, I don't want to hear that. You know, and that's the problem I have. I've had individuals say about me or give advice. Don't listen to her. What type of mother is she? Wow. If that doesn't deserve a response, I'm just saying. Right. But I haven't responded because you know why? That's not feelings. That's not who I am. No. For that moment when I heard that piece of information, I was waiting to hear what the individual said in response. I was waiting for them to, I was waiting to hear what they said in response. Like, did they say, who? Lendrea? No way. Are you kidding me? That girl's loyal to her kids. Listen, man, I was waiting for it. Now, I didn't get that response back as a defense, but I was told exactly what transpired. Did I look at the person that delivered me the information side-eye? Yeah, I did. I'm being honest.
Did you ask them, what did you say?
Nope, I was waiting.
Glenn, that's my thing. Like, you can't expect people to just know how to be. All right, you can't expect it. You have to be able to ask these questions because people don't know.
Listen, when it comes to family and friends and people that know that I've had their back, they should know how to handle certain things when it comes to me. That's how I feel. They should know. People that have experience, Crystal, you and I have been friends. How long we've been friends? Ever close to 10 years now?
Yeah, roughly. pretty much, yep.
Jesus, that's a long time then, about 10 years.
Uh-huh.
And I can say you pretty much knew me quite well.
Yep.
If someone comes to you and says something like, Leon's a hoe, you know goddamn well something like that's not even true.
Right. You know, damn well I'm cursing their asses out.
If you say someone says, she's a deadbeat mother, or my God, she's, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know me.
Yeah.
Even people who don't even know me know that much about me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when statements like that are said about me, especially from close people, and they say things like that about me, then it puts me in a situation whereas I now have to think, okay, how valuable is that person to me? Do I, if I lose them and cut them off, is it going to affect me later on down the road? Am I, is there an attachment? For me, it's a whole process I think about. Okay, is this person a friend? Is this person family? Is this person close family? Is this person distant family? Are we talking about, I go through all those changes. And if it's something that I know that my reaction may cause a trickle effect, I won't say anything. I won't, because when I react, I can react, because if I react and you come back at me, everything's off the table. I'm giving you everything I've got. Mm-hmm. And it's not going to be nice. So that's why I don't. I would just fall back. And then what I do is process it and be like, you know what? Let me just stay away from this situation right here, because this situation right here has the possibility of triggering me. And I don't want to be triggered. I'm in a positive place. I'm a great person. You know what I'm saying? I have no complaints about life at all. So let me just remove myself from that situation. That's what I would do. Is it right? I don't know. Does it work for me? Yes.
I'm a big believer in teaching people how to treat you. I also believe in every friendship is just like any other relationship, right? Mm-hmm. And as many times as we're in a monogamous relationship with someone, you would, put up with the first argument or the second and third argument, maybe. You put up with it a lot more in that relationship, and you try to, maneuver or try to figure it out, or try to, communicate better. You change the way you communicate, or you may go to therapy, or you may do different things differently. But then some could just not do the same things with their friendships. And I do believe that they're the exact same thing, right? Mm-hmm. So I do feel like you have to communicate with these people and tell them how you're feeling and tell them how to treat you. The first time they don't do something, you gotta be like, Joe, well, you supposed to let me know what you said.
Well, you know what? But we did we not talk today? And what did I say to you?
What?
I did say to you today that I know I have a problem with, I'm just done. Like, I just cut you off. Yes. Right, we had that conversation today, and I said to you, I said, listen, I'm at a point in my life right now that my children are young adults. I don't have that whole, weight on my shoulders anymore. The weight has actually been lifted off of my shoulders. And, the young adults, I did my job. I've raised my kids, knock on wood, they're both very successful. They're happy. I mean, yes, we have our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, I have done what I thought I would never be able to accomplish, the impossible, but to raise my kids as a single parent, a one parent household. And I did it. Mm-hmm. I did it. I had I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful. So now I'm at a place in my life.
Girl. I said, kudos to you. So a whole bunch of these crackhead moms out there. Moms leaving their kids on the doorsteps. Moms leaving kids with their mamas. And you out here a single mother it.
And that's my thing. It's like, so now I'm like, okay, woo, like, thank you, Lord Jesus. I thank you. I'm so grateful for getting me to this point. So now I'm like, okay, like even yesterday, what did I say to my son? I told you today, listen, I'm going away in December and whatnot, I'm just giving you a heads up. You know how good it felt to say that and not having to think of, okay, what about this kid, that kid? Do I have someone where they're going to go? None of that. Yeah. I'm actually free to just jump in my car or jump on a plane and go travel the world and know my kids are okay. They'll be okay. They're grown. They know how to survive. It's food in the fridge. Whatever. Deuces. See you when I get back. That's it. You know how good that feels to actually say that? I never thought I'd get to a place where I am right now.
Yeah.
So now it's like, my attitude now is, listen, I no longer feel, weighted with the roles of a single parent because we have to have so many hats, that the weight is off of me. So now that the weight's off of me, it's like, why would I want to put myself in a situation now where I'm going to teach people how to treat me? I'm not doing that. If you don't want to treat me right, then you know what? You don't have to. But because I can't help you or teach you how to treat me, it's either you know how to treat me, either you want to know how to treat me, either you want to treat me with respect. And if you don't, it's okay. Because you know why? I can remove myself from you and you don't have access to me. And if you don't have access to me means you know nothing about what's going on in my life. So whatever you want to say about me, talk about me, whatever you want, you got to make it up because you know why? You're not around nobody that knows me. And I only disclose my personal business to a very few. We're talking about a handful of people.
Right.
And if you don't make that handful cut, that means I don't trust you. That's how I feel. So I'm at a point in my life like, hey, right now I want to travel. I want to climb a few mountains. I still want to do my Spartan trifecta. That's on my list. I want to go skiing. I want to get in the middle of a lake and go goddamn swimming. I want to swim with the shark. I want to do everything possible. So no one's going to dim my light while I'm on my way to do this. I want to zip line through a rainforest is what I want to do.
Okay, girl.
So all of my energy and positivity and my vibrations being on point, there is no way on God's green earth I'm going to let somebody come and dim my light and bring your negative energy towards me. If you don't like me, kudos to you. If you want to talk about me, kudos to you. If you think I'm a bad parent, kudos to you. If you want to put bodies on me, even most recently, I heard someone say, listen, I'm sorry for you rambling on, but listen, so I can talk now because listen, my kids are grown. So,
talk your talk.
The worst thing they could have ever did was have my kids be grown. Because now that my kids are grown, I can say exactly what's been in my mind and not have to be worrying about what type of impression I'm giving my kids. My kids know. Mm-hmm. It ain't nothing about me my kids don't know about they know. So when people talk that nonsense about traffic and guys, my kids have never ever experienced living with a man. It has never happened. And it never will. They would never be able to say that they had a revolving door of their mom bringing men in the house. Never.
Right.
Never. My kids have never. Their home has always been their sanctuary. It's been safe haven for them. For us, this is our peace. That's how it's been. Right. But recently this year, I was having a conversation with a male. And the male tells me how another male tells him that I had been with another gentleman. I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, yeah, so was saying how he doesn't respect you because you've been with this individual, another male. I'm like, what? What are you talking about? So You don't know, babe. So I'm waiting on. I'm like, okay. He said that. All right. And what did you say? Because it's not true. What did you say? I didn't even know how this individual is.
But you didn't even ask that question.
But my point is that this individual that told me was extremely close to me. So for him to even tell me or repeat that, you of all people should have had my back and said, yo, dude, fuck you talking about?
Well, if he that's because he believed him. If he didn't believe him, he would have said that to you.
And that's the problem I have, because that's the problem I have right there. Don't tell me what so Tom, Dick, and Jerry told you about me, because you know why? If you didn't defend my ass, means you believe that shit. Which means, case in point, why your fucking ass is blocked. Because you know why? That's why. Because you know why? I know my body count is very low. I can tell you on both hands how many people I'm ever laid down with. Whoever wants to think whatever the fuck they want is on them. But for me, I'm gonna listen. That has always been an issue for me. Now I know back in the day, I had a few friends that was a little loose. To be polite, a little loose.
To be polite, okay.
Yeah. And even though they were loose, that's their business, not my business.
Right.
Even though they're a little comfortable with themselves, again, that's their business, not my business. Does not mean everybody is loose. It doesn't mean that. And same way I don't have to explain their actions, don't hold me accountable for their actions. See what I'm saying? Because it's not like that. But for me,
that's the old saying: birds of a feather flock together.
No, not over here, because I don't think
they're gonna think you a prostitute.
I do not give it up like that. Many have tried, many have failed, many are still trying, many are still failing. I don't. Many have lied on their dicks, how they say it. I don't put out. I just don't. Not been my cup of tea. I just don't. Some women do. I'm not one of them. I'm very scornful. Listen.
No,
if I lay down with you,
remember, you on the road to finding a new man by December, so you gotta be careful with your words a little bit now.
I know, but is it true? Listen. No, but listen. I'm very picky. I'm working on it. If you're as a man, if your nails are long, I've lost interest, because nails heal dirt. I have no interest in that. Clip your nails. You know, that's bad hygiene. That's
what bad hygiene. Construction.
That is more of a reason to have your nails cut short, don't you think? There's more of a reason to have your nails cut short. That's bad. If your tongue is white, you're not brushing your teeth properly. All that plaque build up on your tongue is gross. It is. It's gross. I'm not kissing you. I can't. If I see that plaque film in your teeth, I'm not dealing with you. I can't. I can't get past it. Because all I'm thinking of is slavas mixing, and you got the plaque, and you got the tongue white. It's too much.
When you have all that plaque on your teeth, that means you don't brush your teeth at all?
Exactly. That plaque film is kind of baked in there, so you have to go to a dentist and they got to scrape that out. Look at YouTube. They have to scrape that out, means you're not getting that plaque that's stuck in there. And you're not flossing. You got to get all that out.
I met somebody the other day that had all that plaque on their teeth.
Yeah, well.
My son was like, no, what is that? I was like, I don't know.
It's plaque. It's plaque. It's like,
oh my.
It's plaque from them not brushing their teeth or flossing. And if you look at their tongue will have a coat of white. That coat of white as well was like plaque and bacteria and stuff is kind of there. So they have to get a tongue scraper and kind of scrape all that off.
Oh, wow.
A lot of people don't use tongue scrapers. You need a tongue scraper to get that bacteria and that germs and everything off your tongue.
Oh, I have one of those. Yeah.
Right. But a lot of people don't have tongue scrapers. Don't know nothing about tongue scrapers. Never use them. Don't floss. Don't gargle. None of that stuff. All that's good hygiene. So listen, I'm going to look at all that, because if my tongue's in your mouth, I can't have my tongue in your mouth before that plaque. I can't do it. I can't do it.
Oh gosh. But yeah, so I just feel like, maybe the friends that you've had in the past, none of them sound like friends to me. And, it really reminds me of one of my best friends, going through recently losing a friend of hers. And just by cutting her off, like it just wasn't a good relationship. So they had to part ways. And like you said, that's absolutely fine. And she took it really hard because she just was like, she's a good person. Like she really wakes up every day wanting and purposefully walking the right path and trying to be a good person. And for this other human being to take advantage of her or to treat her in that way was just baffling to her. And people around her had to remind her that, and I'm going to remind you this today, Len, that it's your personality. It's how confident you are. It's how upbeat you are. It's how open you are and how friendly you are. And it's to anybody. It could be the janitor. It could be the homeless person. It could be the CEO. You're going to be the same exact Len to that same person. And just like how there are predators out there, there are predators who disguise themselves as friends and come into your life and just want to feed off of you and take from you and take from you. And because you're so inviting, because you're so upbeat and smiling and, hey, everybody, how you always are. And I'm not saying, just like I told my other friend, I'm not saying to ever change who you are. I'm just saying you have to close that door a little bit.
And that's why I block.
That's why you block now, but moving
forward. Before I didn't. Yeah, before I didn't.
So don't be so inviting. Don't be so to everybody.
Hey, and that's and it's true. And you're absolutely right, 100%. That is my flaw because I mean, I can meet anybody. I can meet a vagrant on the street. Doesn't matter. Like, hey, how you doing? Are you hungry? Here's a couple of dollars. It doesn't bother me. It doesn't faze me.
And I am not like that. I would need to be warmed up in the room before I'm talking to people. I have to sit and watch the room for a few before I even start talking to people.
Listen, I would enter a room, and as soon as my foot enters that door, I'm saying good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody in that room. Say, hey, how you doing? Great shoes. I love your shoes. It's a perfect suit. And I am working that room.
Exactly.
And that's just who I am. And I'm going to have conversations and I'm going to talk and build relationships. And I've always been like that. But what's different now is that, and you're right, is that because I've always been like that, I've always been sensitive to the needs of other people. If you're my friend and you're suffering, you're hurting or something's going on, if I'm in a position to help you, if I'm able to help you, if I'm able to just be there for you, I will sacrifice myself for you. I've realized now, like you said, I am guarded now. Not guarded in the sense of I'm not the same Lendrea, I am, but I'm more guarded towards who I allow access to me. That's what I've stopped.
Right.
Before I was an open book, whereas you can hit me up on social media, you have my you can hit me on WhatsApp, you can call me, whatever. I have gone and fine-tuned that, whereas no, I'm no longer giving people access to me that I feel is not valuing me as a friend. That's not showing me the respect I'm giving them. That's talking about me and you're thinking that I'm not aware, and I am fully aware. I'm no longer giving those individuals access to me that's making me feel or making my instincts feel like something's wrong and this is going to be a one-sided situation. So in that regard, yes, I have taken control of that, whereas I don't ever want to stop being who I am. Who I am is who makes me Lendrea. I love any and everybody. I love all pets. Well, besides, listen, my guinea pigs are a whole nother story. I cannot get past the fact that they got the little red claws. So I struggle picking them up. So guinea pigs is something else. But I love all God's creatures, all people. I am friendly. I'm loving. I'm there.
Well, I don't.
But what I do now what I do is I only let people I trust and I value as friends and they value me. Access to me on that level.
Yeah, but what I mean is when you first meet them, when you first meet these people,
I don't do that no more.
How you catch them, because I'm always telling you, like, everybody wants to be your friend.
I know, Crystal.
But that's why is that though? But that's because you're this bubbly person to every single body. You give them the benefit of the doubt before you let them fail you, and then you change, as opposed to letting them show you who they really are first.
I know. You're right. No, you're absolutely right.
You know, so that's what I want you to start doing differently moving forward. Is just let these people show you who they are first, and
they have to earn right, earn my friendship.
Because Len, you're a great friend. I tell people this all the time. Len is a great friend. She's a friend that's not going to tell you. I do. You tell me when I'm wrong. You tell me how it is. You know, you listen. You're there for me. Like, I'm there for you. You give me advice. We'll be on the phone for hours, girl. We was on the phone for hours today. Just chit-chatting. You know? So, I just feel like you're too valuable of a friend to sit here and to go through some of the things that I've heard you go through from the other people that you so-call your friends. Honestly, it's disturbing. I tell you all the time, it's like that doesn't feel like a friend to me at all. At all. Not one bit.
This is why I got my block on lock.
Well, girl, I listen, I'll be laughing at you, but I'm not gonna stop you because they deserve to be blocked. But I want you to also though, I don't want you to hold it in anymore. I would like for you to just say how you feel to these people. Just be like, yo, this is what it is, and don't let them keep doing the same thing to you over and over again to the point where you get fed up. Check them that one time.
And you know what? And I think I've conditioned. I want to say this behavior of me not reacting right away came from being a single parent, because when I made the decision to raise Taquana and Sanaya by myself, I also had to make the decision that I cannot be a firecracker. Because I'm living in a foreign country where my support system, my primary family, was living in Bermuda. So I was living out here and I had family out here. And my father was very present, but at the same time, I found myself at times where, like for an example, when I was coaching football, there were several mothers that had relations with several of the male coaches. And then when I came on board as a only female coach at the time. Well, any female coach. So I had also built relations with some of these male coaches, where in turn they were great role models for my children. And I've mentioned them last week, Calvin, Tyrone, and Ed. Great for my kids absolutely adored them. Mm-hmm. And they also, some of them had relations with some of the mothers. So here I come in, not knowing any of this. A lot of mothers were trying me, whether it be their mouths, their actions, or say something slick to one of my kids, something like that. And I had to practice counting to 10 in my head before I react. Where had I probably been living in Bermuda with my children, I would have responded each and every time. Because I would have known, my dad will come get my kids. My mom will come get my kids. I would have responded right away, knowing that, okay, whatever. Mm-hmm. I catch a case. It is what it is. These are my kids. Whereas here, it was more or less like, if you react and slap the living shit out of this girl, what's going to happen? What's the bigger picture? Are you not going to be able to coach anymore? Are you going to have your kids kicked off the team? Is someone going to call the police on you? Are you going to get arrested for assault? Are you going to see what I'm saying? So all these years when certain things were happening, why there be things that happen, why there be things that happen while I was coaching football, why there be things just happen in general, why there be just me doing my regular errands. I always kept on back of my mind how I react to situations. What is the consequences if I react? I would always have that in back of my mind, the consequences. Is the consequences worth it that would take me away from my kids? So with that mindset that I had, I walked away from lots of situations where warranted a response, but I did not want to take the chance at those times that will cause me to lose everything I worked so hard for. Because I prided myself, I prided myself with pushing myself every year to make more and more money and making sure my kids are great. And I'm not on public assistance. I'm paying my bills and I'm doing this and I'm traveling. And I didn't want a 3-second decision or a 5-second decision cause me to do something that makes me lose everything. So I think now that has been my motto for so long that it's carried over in it was carried over in relationships and friendships where I would see things would happen and I'm just so conditioned to be like, you know what? It's not even that big deal. It's not even that important. As long as I got money in the bank, I can feed my kids, roof over my head, we're good. Listen, go ahead and do you. That's always been my motto. And now that, like I said, the weight's lifted off, now I'm seeing things with both eyes wide open, so I can respond, however I want. Yeah. That's how I see it. I think that's, but I know that's where it comes from.
I agree with you. I agree with you because even for me, I used to remember I was telling you earlier in the conversation that I was always quick to respond. I was always quick to pop off when I was younger. So for me now, I usually call a friend and explain my situation and say, this is my response that I want to say. Does it sound too bad or is it too wrong? And maybe that's probably me being a Virgo and overthinking now, but try to always make sure that I'm not, offending my friend or being disrespectful or being too emotional or overthinking a situation. I want to make sure I think it through before
you react.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's right. And that's exactly what I have conditioned myself over the Sequence 21 now. So I have conditioned myself over the last 21 years to put my mindset in that place where when I know this can go left in a matter of 3 to 5 seconds, I have enough willpower and strength to just count to a quick 5, pull back down whatever emotions I'm having and walk away. Yeah. And I've done that several times and I've had to do that in the last 21 years of raising my kids, where I've also carried that on when it comes to friendships. And I've also carried that on when it comes to trying to date, pulling back and not being so vocal when something's triggering me I don't like.
Yeah.
I've done that. And I admit, and that's the flaw I was mentioning earlier. That's the flaw that I do. And that's why I did it, is because I didn't ever want to put myself in a situation where I'm sitting behind bars and thinking to myself, damn, man, did that 5 seconds of dragging that goddamn girl, was it worth it? Right. You know what I'm saying? Was it worth it? And that's why. And what people mistake by that is, one of the biggest things people mistake by people walking away, they think that they've won. They think that you're a pushover. They think that you're naive. They think that you're not aware. They think that you're soft. No. They should be glad the person's walked away. Because most times when people just take the higher road and walk away, it's because what they're capable of doing, you don't want to see that side. The truth. You don't want to see that side. You don't want to see that side. You don't want to hear that side. You don't want to hear what's going to come out of their mouth, because it's going to hurt your feelings. It's going to hurt your feelings real bad. And I've conditioned myself to do that. That's why you've even heard me talk sometimes where I'm like, no, I can't respond right now, because if I respond, look at just the other day, that text I got the other day from that lady. And I said to you, I had to sit on that text for about 2-3 hours before I responded. Yeah. Because it was disrespectful.
Yeah.
But I was polite and responded back.
Yeah, was very.
And if you don't want to speak to me anymore, it is what it is.
It's a very gangster reply.
Yeah, but it was polite. It was a polite response, and have a great day. And look, enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah. I've trained, I wouldn't say trained myself, but I've conditioned myself where not every reaction has to be a reaction that's got to be aggressive or that's got to be violent or that's got to be toxic. You can react to situations in a professional way and still get your point across, and even have that point delivered in a stronger manner than you would if you would have handled it just popping off.
Well, I believe a little more respectful than I would say professional, right? Because I think if you just treating that person how you want to be treated. I think that would be sufficient in how you respond, you know, in a sense. But yeah, I see that. I see it.
Yeah. And that's how I respond. That's where it comes from. And I know that's where it comes from because I've done that for the last 21 years. I mean, listen, you've heard me vent. You've seen me cry. You've seen me at weak moments. Not many people have ever seen me like that. And again, a one handful of people that's ever caught me at a vulnerable moment because I'm very seldom am I vulnerable. Very seldom do I break. I'm always in control. But there are moments where you are tried and you're tried at a level where you have to just breathe a moment, get a little cry out and then pull it back in and then you're on your way. Yeah. But to finish up on this topic, friendships have expiration dates. I believe it 100%. I'm gonna stand by it. I believe it. I love good, but I do love a good friendship. You know what? I would love to have a great friendship with a male, like a good best friend type male. I would, because I get along better with males. But back in the day, I tried that, but then the guys end up getting feelings and they try to make a little move on you. But I would love to have like a male best friend. You know,
I have a couple that has never made a move on me in 25, 30 years, so they do exist.
Lucky you. I would love to have a male best friend that we can kind of hang out and talk and kiki and everything. And I ain't got to worry about the nonsense that comes with like females and all that. I really would have that guy best friend. I think that'd be awesome.
Yeah, they are.
I've tried it. I've tried it, but I really haven't had any luck with, male friendships. You know, the only male friendships I've had luck with, but you know, is, and they're both over 70. Ain't that crazy? I've had, that's any two that I've had. Irvin, what's he, 70? Frankie's like, what, 74? No, 70, I think it is. The two of them, you know, I respect those two men.
That's any had a lot of insight.
Huh?
I bet you they had a lot of insight.
They do. You know what? I've known Irvin and Frankie for about the same length of time. And Irvin's been my sounding board for, I want to say, 19 years. And Frankie's been my sounding board as well. I want to say for about maybe 15 years or so. And Frankie, was the one that taught me how to cut coupons. We used to have, Sunday coupon day and clip coupons and whatnot. And he would teach me about different recipes because he's diabetic and how he survived diabetic for the last like 55 years and whatnot. He found out when he was 15, he had diabetes. So, he taught me that. Yep. And he used to give me little tips and whatnot about raising children and the son and the daughter and stuff. So yeah, those two, I've been friends with them for over like 2 decades and a decade and a half. And we've never had any hiccups and whatnot. We check in on each other, see how each of us are doing and whatnot. They're both in very loving relationships and marriages and everything. I'm happy for them. But when it comes to younger gentlemen, man, please, if, you know, I haven't. I just haven't, because it's either, you know, everyone's trying to screw everybody. Everyone's trying to bang and snatch and stuff like that and flug everybody. I'm not trying to do all that. Yeah. So younger ones, no. Older men, I have those two guys that I want to say they respect me. I respect them, and they've always respected me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's very good. So you do have two guy best friends, but you want some younger ones, you saying, to give you some younger insight. Okay.
They're both 70 years old. They're both married. They're both happy. You know, it's not like I can say, hey, let's go hang out. No, I want a male best friend that's over the age of 40, over the age of 40, and it's got to be single. Listen, I don't want a best friend that's got a girlfriend and baby mama drama and all that. I don't want nothing like that either.
What? I have two that are in relationships, and I'm really cool with both their girlfriends. Like, really? Yeah.
I would have to be best friends with them before they have a girlfriend. So then when they meet their girlfriend.
Well, what it was I made it a priority to. So that way they don't feel some type of way. But if I'm ever standoffish in any way, then of course it's going to affect them and make them feel insecure when I'm around.
Yeah, I mean, I want that best friend. I want that male best friend. We can hang out. We can do things together, and I don't have to worry about him trying to get in my drawers or anything like that. But we just really like hang out, just bond and stuff like that. And I would prefer to meet him before he has a girl, because I would rather him meet a girlfriend and say, hey, this is my best friend, and she meets me, and then we go from there. Whereas he has a girlfriend, then he meets me, and then how that turns out. She may or may not feel threatened or whatever. I don't want to deal with that. I'd rather be the opposite way around.
Oh yeah, or telling him, well, you can't have any girlfriends.
Exactly. I would rather, whereas he meets her and says, hey, I have a best friend. This is her name. I want you to meet her. Where she says, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey, how you doing? And then they know there's no threat. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing going on. That's what I want.
Yeah. Okay.
Tonight is interesting. I'm going to get that too. Watch. I'll put that on my list. If anyone wants a very cool best friend, I am very cool.
Mm-hmm.
But I won't sleep with you. If you're my best friend, you're my best friend. That's what we do. We're going to talk about everybody. We're going to hang out, and we're going to travel, and we're going to cook together and work out together. And that's what we're going to do. And we're going to take videos together, and we're going to have a great time and buy each other's gifts, buy each other really great gifts. That's what we're going to do.
Well, my friendship circle is already full. I am not accepting any more friends. I like my friendship circle really small and tight. I've already tried that, Len. You already know we had that one coworker that we tried to be friends with, but so if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not gonna force it, so I'm not welcoming any new friends. I'm sorry. You can be cool, cordial, and acquaintances and associates and all that, but
well, I don't think I would ever unblock everyone that's on my block list. I don't think I ever will.
I don't think you should.
Because I feel that, when I have my quiet moments, and I'm guilty of, I've sat there and looked at my block list to see, okay, who has graduated off the block list. And even though as childish as that is, right? I have looked at it, and then I remember the reasons why they're blocked. And even though, and I feel that I remember the reasons why they're blocked, but I also look at the fact of who they are, that I wouldn't say betrayed me, that, made me feel a certain way. Whereas I look at those same individuals and I think of all the goddamn times I have showed up for you. Like, I'm telling you, I look at my block list and I'm like, yo, I showed up for this person so many times. There's so many situations. I have been solid, absolutely solid. And I have been solid. Mm-hmm. And they're going to try to tell me, like, really? Yeah. That's how I look at my block list. Like, I look at my block list like, yo, really? Like, really, dude? Yo, like, that's how I look at it. And then when I look at it, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll just be emotional. And I will look at it again and I'm like, nah, man. This person here, nope, that's Saturday night statement, man. I'm sorry, I can't. That little Saturday night statement, and it's not the first time you talked about the Saturday night. This is like the fourth time. And you're passionate about how you talk out of the Saturday night like that about me. And I think it's because I've never addressed it the first time as to why you're so comfortable talking out the Saturday night about me. Yeah. But you know what? But at the same time too, my life is good. So I'm not gonna give you power to know that your actions has got me rattled or got me in a state where I feel the need to have to say something to you, because you're really not that important. So I'm just going to remove myself, and the further I am away from you, you know nothing about me. Make stuff up. I don't care. That's how I look at it. But I'm serious. I have looked at that block list and I'm like, yo, this girl here and this guy here, and this person right here. All right. I see you. Yeah. I'm telling you.
Well, there's your answer right there.
Yeah. And I've tried. I have. And I've had conversations with myself and said, well, Liam, maybe you're being too hard. Liam, maybe this. Liam, maybe that. I'm like, nah, man, I've been good. Like, nah, man. Even if I may have said something at some point somewhere down the line that may have hurt someone's feeling. That's probably the one time ever in the friendship that I've ever probably said something that might have hurt that person's feelings. But the amount and the level of disrespect you put towards me does not warrant it. Especially when I know I've been 200% loyal. I mean, loyal to the dogs. Loyal. Absolutely. And I just can't. It's like, I told you, I woke up one day and was like, yo, I'm heading off. I'm heading off of pretending that I'm okay.
Right.
I'm heading off of pretending that our friendship's good. I'm heading off pretending that I'm okay with us. I'm not okay. I'm not okay with how you treat me. I'm not okay with the things you say behind my back. I'm not okay pretending that everything is A-okay and hunky-dory. I'm not doing that no more, man. Yo, I'm done with that.
Right.
That's how I feel. Yo, I'm done. Listen, you know, I'm been cooked. My grease has been cooked. And I'm fully aware of what I'm saying. I'm fully aware of my actions. I'm fully aware that if something was to ever happen, I'm fully aware of the decisions that I'm making because, yo, I'm a good person. And that's the thing, yo, I'm a good person and I am just done with taking shit. I'm done. I've been over it. You know, I've been over it.
Well, and amen to that.
Yeah. And look, I'm come too far. Listen, I'm come too far in life and I have so much further to go that I am so looking forward to the next chapters of my life and what I can do. I'm so excited about, you know, being an author and writing books that I want to be a best-selling author. I want to be a full-time best-selling author and I want to do so many things. I mean, you hear me talking all the time. Hey, did you see this? Did you see that? Did you see this? Yo, I really, I want it all. And now I'm at a point in my life where I can accomplish every single thing that my priority now has shifted. You know, my priority was my family, was my kids. It was 100% dedicated to my children. I've been devoted to my kids. Still am. But now I'm able to shift and focus on me. I focus on, okay, Lendrea, here we go. Grab the bull by the horns. You know, I'm good about that saying. Grab the bull by the horns. Let's do this. And check off your list of everything you want to do and just do it. Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Well, let me ask you this too, because I was having a debate with one of my guy friends the other day, and he feels like if you call somebody a friend, that friend should be able to do anything for you. Right?
What do you mean? Anything like what? Define anything.
Like anything. Like if I call you and say, hey, I need you right now, you're supposed to just be like, all right, I'm coming over. I'm going to help you. Anything. Or, you know, if your friend has a business and you have a business, you should never charge your friend for any services. You should just always collaborate or collab on something.
I disagree. This is how I feel.
Okay.
If you're my friend, and you just want to make sure I'm answering the question correctly, he feels if you have your own business that you should always just collaborate and give your services for free. That's what he feels.
To your other friend. So if two friends have two separate businesses, okay, they should just collaborate.
Collaborate how?
Charging each other for their services. So for instance, if I was a decorator and you had an event space, instead of charging me to decorate your space or saying, oh, Crystal, I want to hire you for my event space to decorate my event space or whatever, instead of me charging you, I should just do it for free and then be like, hey, Len, I need to use your space one day for something. So it's always like a give and a take instead of charging each other.
I disagree with that because if you're getting paid for a service, you put more passion behind it versus you doing something for free.
But he feels like you should put passion behind it because that's your friend.
No.
Right? If you want your friend's space to look like shit.
No, if you're an event planner and I say, hey, I want to throw a birthday party and I want to use your space and I know your fees are about $2,000 and you say to me, listen, look, I could do it for $1,500. I include an open bar for you, whatever. I'm grateful. I'm good. If you charge me full price, it is what it is. because I know that you put in enough blood, sweat, and tears for you to be as good as you are and you being, event planner. I know that it took you time to have to find all the decorations, the times, the vendors, the time you had to put everything up and whatnot. I wouldn't expect you to work for me or to do anything for free. I wouldn't expect that. And I think it would be unfair of me as your friend to expect you to do it for me for free. I would still give you money. Now, if you said to me, listen, don't worry about it, and I know what you're about to do is about $3,000, I would not be able to not give you something. I'm going to give you something, whether it be half price or something, because that's your job. That's what you work to do.
Right. Right.
And the same with my, I would hope you have the same respect for me. It's like me. I have Stay As Fit. Okay. How many people slid in my DMs and friends that asked me what's their price? Immediately looking for a discount. And I'm thinking to myself, well, goddamn, it took me 6 months to do my certification for one. Took me another 4 months to do this certification. It took me this to develop this to develop that, this for my website, this for this, endless nights, not getting enough sleep, up 4:30 in the morning working. I've done everything possible to teach myself. And you don't think that the services that the time I invested in myself is not worthy of you paying me for what I can offer, but you would pay the next person whatever price they ask you and you wouldn't question it? I have a problem with that.
Someone you don't know. You'd rather give your money to somebody
you don't know than versus someone you know. That's the problem I have. So no, I don't think so. I think that's the problem we have now is an expectation that people can do things for free. If you're my mother or father, all right. But, you can't just say because you're my friend and get an attitude on top of that you don't do it. Then you know what? How do you value me as a friendship? You know what I've been through.
Yeah, exactly.
I know what you've been through.
Or you know what I need. You know what I need. You know what I'm striving for. How dare you not say something like that? How not want to pay
for even you to say your prices are too high. Well, maybe you can't afford it. Doesn't mean the next person can. If you can't afford it, I'm sorry, but you know what? I'm sure you can find somebody within your price range. But they're not going to give you the experience I'm going to give you. Go ahead. Toodaloo. Well, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't agree with that. I agree with, and no matter what it is, no matter what your skill is, no matter what you're doing, you could be braid and hair, you could be a personal trainer, you could be a real estate agent, you could be an event planner, whatever it is you are doing, if you are investing in yourself to better yourself, to give top notch, services, then you should be paid for your services.
Right.
Because you have, even being an event planner, you got to get vendors, get contracts, do up contracts, make sure that they're on time. All of that goes into it.
Yeah, no, it's a lot of work. Just like if it was if your friend had a bakery or she knew how to bake, you're just gonna what? You're gonna just ask them to make the cake every single time you bake, and you should just do it for free because they're your friend and it's free promotion. That's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of time and money that goes into baking a cake. So you can't just assume that friend's going to do for free. No, I'm going to want to give my friend money for all the supplies, for all, for her time. I appreciate you putting this love into this cake. Thank you. Listen,
one of my good friends said to me, when she knew what's up and running for business and clients who stays fit, she reached out to me and says, "Oh, what's my price? What are you talking about?" She goes, "Well, what's my price?" And what do you mean? What is your price? And I gave her the whole spiel. That's what's wrong with friends right now. Friends and family have this expectation that you owe them something. And they automatically expect for this discount, this quote discount. No, it's rude of you to automatically assume that you get a discount, because I know for a fact that you walk into any other establishment asking for any service, you will pay that and not think twice about it.
And not ask for a discount.
And not even ask for a discount. So why is it your lips can actually form the sentence and ask for a discount? What is my price? Do you do that to somebody else?
Right.
You don't. You don't do it. Do you show up with extra people? You don't do that. And then you have an attitude. You don't have attitudes of other people. Why are you bringing it over here? No, I don't agree with that. Absolutely not. I don't agree with it. Nope. I don't.
I would also like to ask our listeners too. I want them to share their opinion on that topic in the comments. If you guys didn't hear the question, I'm going to repeat it for you guys one more time so you guys can remember and just make a comment real quick in the notes section. But the question was, if there were two friends and both had businesses, one relied on the other or one could rely on the other, and vice versa, would it be okay to use each other for their services without paying them because they're your friend? For example, if you had a friend who was a decorator and you always had events, would you ask your friend to decorate your event for free every single time, and that person will just get promotion because it's your event? Or would you want to pay your friend for their services, for their time, and for their effort to decorate your event because it's your friend? Now, I'd like to hear from everybody. Put your comments in, and let's see what they say, Len.
Yeah,
I want to hear it.
You know my feeling. Absolutely not.
I know. You know my...
Look, been there, done that. No, look, we know how that worked out. Remember that time, girl, and that person kept showing up with all these extra people? And I'm like, what are we doing here? No. Absolutely not. Done that. Being nice. You know how that turns to bite you right in your backside. But we'll see what people have to say.
Yeah, let's see. Well, Len, like you said, this episode was a really good one. I feel like we touched on a lot of great points that a lot of people need and want to hear. So I'd like to take this time to ask our listeners to comment. Let us know some of the friendship experiences you guys have had, what friendship really means to you guys. Tag your besties, tag your coworkers, your turn-up partners, your vacation friends. Tag them and shout them out. We got to give our friends our flowers while they are the ones that we value in our lives while they're here today. Don't forget to check us out on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, and we're also on YouTube as well. So subscribe, like, and share. Let us know your thoughts in those comments, and we'll see you guys same time, same place next week. Peace.
Bye.